XRP holders, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. Let's waste no more time and take a look at, what's happening with XRP and of course what we could be expecting going into Friday morning. You guys are amazing. Continue supporting and you will see a continuation of these updates. So a lot happened, as we know, since my last update. I did discuss with you guys what's happening with the broader market. So it shouldn't be a surprise, but if you did miss that update, obviously I'll keep you guys covered in this update. So looking across the board, we're seeing a sea of red. XRP still holding much better than the broader market. A lot of people overlook this, but look at it for yourself. Multiple coins down 8 to even 15%, some even down 20%, but XRP is only down about 6%. So it's actually holding better than a lot of people realize. But XRP's price right now going into Friday morning, $2.11, down 6.1% in USD, down 3.2% in Bitcoin comparative. Market cap at $124 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume is at about 3.5 billion. But before we get into it further, as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in cryptocurrencies. So, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says Bitcoin could be the reserve currency of the world. Some big statements coming out, and why not? Why can it not? If you really study BTC, if you understand how this asset class works, how scarce it is, it all makes sense why you're seeing so much institutional interest coming in at record levels for this digital asset. So I'm not writing it off. I would love that, of course, but it's not a small thing to become, a global reserve currency. It takes time, but in terms of an adoption standpoint, we're already starting to see things really taking place. But look at this, shout out to Smoke. Yes, corporations will continue to add XRP to their balance sheet. Obviously this is a tweet from him before. You can see why corporations will continue to add XRP to their balance sheets. Corporations and banks are adding XRP to their balance sheets for more than just an investment purpose. By holding XRP, financial institutions can streamline their reserves, eliminate the need to maintain multiple Nostro accounts. This simplifies operations by only requiring domestic currencies and XRP. This not only reduces the complexity and cost of foreign exchange, treasury operations, and liquidity management, but also helps banks comply with Basel III liquidity requirements. In addition, using XRP mitigates the risk of bankruptcy associated with correspondent banks holding funds, making the entire system more resilient. As more banks and corporations adopt this approach, the demand for XRP will grow. This increased demand will drive up XRP's trading volume and price, which of course we're starting to see happen. And on top of that, this video, shout out to Subjective Views, really came out. You can see BlackRock is saying crypto acts as a crucial gateway, helping institutions build comfort with digital assets before broader tokenization adoption. Also, love the fact that Robbie is wearing a Ripple lanyard. So, Robbie, of course, who is at BlackRock, is wearing, this Ripple, lanyard. Of course, got a lot of people talking. Wait, hold on, these guys are not playing around. And BlackRock, if regardless of someone wearing a lanyard or not of Ripple, they know what Ripple is, because again, if other asset managers are filing for ETFs, do you think these guys are not paying attention? Because at the end of the day, those are these guys' competitors. So again, these guys are aware of every single thing. I think they wait for something specific. Maybe they're waiting for this SEC situation to completely be done. We did hear some good news coming out of that. Oh, imagine, if that happens and, BlackRock comes on board and just files for an ETF. I think the announcement itself, without getting approved or not, BlackRock, filing for an ETF, spot ETF itself would be quite bullish for the broader market. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, we're speculating right now, but shout out to Smoke, Trump and utility tokens. You can see we expect Trump to be more favorable candidate for utility-driven crypto initiatives, and we have seen something similar to that, kind of happen at the beginning of this year when he did come into office. A lot of speculation happening that U.S.-based utility projects that have real-world use case are going to be tax exempt for capital gains. Obviously, that's still up in the air, but it makes sense. It makes sense, and of course, right now, it's still up in the air. Nothing is confirmed, but if that were to happen, it would happen to utility projects, in my opinion, not memes, because in terms of memes, they don't really bring any sort of utility. Let me know in the comments what your personal thoughts are on that. And Ripple CEO also says XRP could, capture 14% of Swift's market in 5 years. I don't think he's talking about native token XRP. I'm pretty sure he's referring to Ripple as a company itself. So that's something that I wanted to just clear up. And also look at this. Shout out to Chad. We're at watershed inflection point moment of digital transformation of institutional grade financial products. With the combination of Ondo Finance and Ripple, the XRP ledger is at the forefront of this revolution. Mint and redeem RLUSD in real time. And we know that was a big moment for Ripple. But let's take a look at what's happening with the price. So obviously dominance is booming right now. Dominance is gaining a lot of momentum. BTC on the other hand did end up losing that support at 106,000. But again, it doesn't really matter what support it is. But when it comes to some external factors causing the market to go down, these supports won't really matter, because those are more important things that people are paying attention to. BTC did come down to 102,661. Since then, has been able to reclaim back above 104, which is nice to see. Of course, we'll see what happens. Still has a long way to go. We want to see BTC claiming back above 106,000. If it's able to do that, I think we could pretty much pick up where we left off of quite fast. And if you're looking at XRP, still, even though since our last update, I spoke to you guys about how the 38.2 Fibonacci support line is still not retested, and since then, still it hasn't been retested, which is quite interesting, and once again gives us more confirmation how good this price has been accumulating pretty much since this major breakout from November. We have been consolidating nicely within the 38.2, which a lot of people forget, but not on this channel. Let me know down below what you guys think. Thank you for all your support. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.